What's up, guys? Alright. I had absolutely no idea that my not movie review on an Indian movie, it was an Indian movie. I'm not going to get much into it, and it was called RRR. And a lot of people, some people didn't seem to like my opinion. Other people says, "Hey, I understand, but try it out. It's good." And other people just like, "Okay, you're not a big fan of this movie. Try this movie. Try that movie. Kind of cool. It was pretty neat. That's what I want. Hey, request. See what it is. And some people just, I don't know. Like, hey, I'm sorry. If the movie's not released where I am, it's not released where I am. I'm sorry. Even if it did interest me, I wouldn't be able to see it. And I explained my opinion. But there is a person in the comment section that had requested me to watch a movie. Hey, watch this movie. All right, you didn't like this one. Try this movie. Maybe this is up to your speed. And I do appreciate it. I want to give a shout out towards, and I do apologize for butchering your name. I'm sorry. Tejaswi N. I am so sorry if I butcher your name. Tejaswi N. So Tejaswi, again, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. I'm sorry. Said, go watch EEGA. EEGA is by the same director. This was a 2012 movie, and it's called The Fly, and it is a revenge tale. And I'm like, I was like looking at it, and I'm like, a revenge tale? A Fly? Is this an animated movie or something? So, took a leap of faith, didn't watch the trailer, didn't do a research on it, just took a leap of faith, typed it on YouTube thinking that, okay, maybe the movie's there. And lo and behold, it was there. Oh my gosh. It was exaggerated, but there was a reason why. That's why I don't mind exaggeration as long as it's giving the story where it needs to be. I know I said this before, like The Matrix. Yes, The Matrix was exaggerated, but it was exaggerated because you were in the digital world where you were doing a lot of things that is possible, that is trying to put everyone into simulation. Things. If you haven't watched that movie, go watch it. But they said, watch EEGA. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I gave it a shot. And it worked. I loved it. I'm like, okay. It was pretty cool because in the beginning, it takes the form of a story being told. And it was a bedtime story because the little girl couldn't get to sleep. And the father, at first reluctant, tells her a story of the fly. Now, the fly was once a gentleman named Nani, Nani, and he was in love with this girl who was in love with him but didn't say anything. He tried to impress her. He was a fireworks specialist, and he wanted to impress her because she was a miniature artist, and she worked for a non-profit organization called Private 115. I think that was Project 919. It was Project something. I think it was 115. Anyways, she was a project. He was trying to impress her and goes to a rich and powerful person to help raise money for her foundation. And it turns out that dude likes her too, likes the same girl. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but likes the same girl. And thinks as a rival, ends up killing her. He basically tries to make it look like an accident, and he reincarnates to a fly. A fly, wow, okay. But then again, it worked because no one's going to notice a fly. A fly coming in the room and you talk about gossiping, that fly knows what you're saying. But it's pretty neat though. It's like epic scenes. Like he's driving on a police car. He's like dodging bullets. You know, he's like telling the bad guy, "I will kill you," because he causes the bad guy to crash in an airport. You know, and it's kind of sad though because as he's dying, unbeknownst to the girl, he proposes to her. You know, because she doesn't know at that moment in time he was being murdered. You know, and she's sad, and the bad guy tries to get, you know, his claws into her, and the fly's like going, nope. Now, and he's like, nope, ain't happening. And so the girl and him go together because he leaves a message on her desk that says, hey, I'm this. Because at first when he starts off, he doesn't remember anything, but he's triggered by when he sees the girl and when he sees the bad guy. I don't know how to pronounce their names. I'm really sorry. But you know, he tells her and she goes to help him out. She gets captured. An epic fight happens. And the needle, oh my God, the needle in the eye. That made me cringe, but you know what? It worked. And then he dies again. And then she makes an amulet out of his wings. But then he comes back because it turns out some dudes are trying to go after her and he's like, oh, hell no. Comes back and he's reborn. And all of this is all because of a story, a bedtime story. And the little girl's impressed. It worked. It worked. Yes. You know, all right. It gave me a Princess Bride vibe because it was like, if you watch Princess Bride, you know, he is reading the book to, the grandfather's reading the book to his sick grandchild, his sick grandson. And you're watching the story happen. And that's what that was. I was like, okay, cool. I liked it. It was, to me, it was intense. Not as intense as Batman, but in the sense of like, go, 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 go. Even the theme of like Ghost, with Patrick Swayze Ghost. You know, the bad guy gets paranoid. Who's trying to get me? What? You know, a fly? Ain't no way. You know, but it works. So, Tejaswi, I'm sorry. Again, I'm very sorry if I butchered your name. But thank you for requesting this movie. Yes, it was exaggerated, but it worked. Because if you think about it, the housefly, no one gives the housefly credit. No one gives the housefly credit. But it worked. It worked because it goes to, again, you know, you wouldn't think a housefly would do, you know, you hear the term, I would never hurt a fly. Because flies are harmless. Yes, they're pests, but they are harmless. Wish it was a praying mantis. If it was a praying mantis, man, you would have been fighting martial arts and stuff. But you know, it was a good movie. I did enjoy this movie. Would I watch it again? Maybe. But it was kind of cool with the animation of the fly, because of course you can't use a real fly. But it was kind of funny because it was called The Fly. When I first heard about that in a revenge story, I thought, I was for some reason thinking about the American The Fly. Like, oh, so it's an experiment gone wrong and he's taking revenge. You know, again, I'm American. Yes, I watch foreign films here and there. But yeah, this was a good movie. If y'all like exaggerated fighting insects, go ahead and watch it. It was a good movie. It's kind of sad, but in the end, it was pretty cool. The fact that it was in the form of a bedtime story, that's like awesome. Because it's like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Let me tell you a story. This is what happened to me when I was younger. No, the fact that this was fiction and it was a story, I wish there were more movies like that. Do it in the form of a story, you know? It's a fictional tale, but you know what? It worked, you know? And the fact that the director, who just so happens to be the same director who did the RRR movie, did that. And he does a lot of themes like David and Goliath, you know, backstories, protagonists, you know. Things like that. He has his themes, he has his style, and you have your style, go with it, you know. But I did enjoy EEGA. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, but it's called The Fly translated in English. So thank you again to Tejaswi. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys want to watch this movie, go ahead. If y'all doesn't sound interesting, well, that's on you. But we all have our opinion, and we have a right to choose what we go about our opinion. In my opinion, this movie was good. So there you go. Bye.